Welcome to Read, Eat, Travel, Repeat, the book club and podcast with your hosts, Sarah and Kit, two friends who talk about all things books, food, and travel. Welcome, readers, eaters, and travelers to Read, Eat, Travel, Repeat, the podcast and book club where books take us beyond the page. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Kit.
Today, we'll be talking about the books we've read recently and books we think you need to add to your TBR pile.
And this episode is spoiler-free, so if a book you haven't read yet is mentioned, don't worry, we're not going to ruin it for you. And as always, we are adults who say adult things, so you have been warned.
Yes.
Sorry, not sorry.
Yes.
Anyways.
Sometimes we just swear. Sometimes
it's just
for
cursing.
no reason. Yeah.
And then at least once, it's going to be me talking about an inappropriate book.
That's true. Yeah.
So... But we'll let you know when that's going to happen, because if that's not your jam,
yep,
that's what that skip ahead 10 seconds
yeah.
is for. Just
skip ahead.
Just zip right past that.
So, okay, well, so I guess I go first because we always save your
get it.
Your best book.
Yes,
the best
book for last. So, what did we read this month?
I read 6 books this month, which was pretty good.
Nice.
The first one was so cute. It's called We're a Bad Idea, Right? By K.L. Walther. My girls got this for me for Mother's Day, and it's a super cute YA romance. So one I already wrote down for the librarian because girls always want romances, but they've got to be.
And we love that. As
closed
a librarian,
door.
I love that.
And it's closed door.
When teachers come in and I can trust them to give me a good book.
There were so many things I loved about this book. First of all, main characters, Audrey and Henry, they are best friends. Audrey is a glass blower, like an 18-year-old glass blower. And I love that because I've never read like a romance or anything where she's like super into glass blowing.
Yeah.
And she uses all the terms. She's very rich. Her parents, they live in a mansion in Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like her own studio and furnace like in the guest house. And she runs a business called Go Lightly Glass that Henry is the manager of because Henry calls her all the names that Audrey Hepburn has played in movies. So he calls her Holly a lot. Like Holly Go Lightly.
Holly Go Lightly.
But then any other character, he'll just, and then she refers to him by like the male character name.
I love that.
It's super.
That's super cute.
It's fun for like a newer YA.
Yeah.
That it calls back to Audrey Hepburn.
Right. And if you don't get it, it's not like something that would take you out. Like if you're not sure who Holly Go Lightly is, like that's okay. Like it doesn't take you out of the story.
And because she says something about, we always call each other by the characters. So I don't even know all the movies. They would mention a name and I just knew it was an Audrey Hepburn name.
Yeah.
So. But I loved the name of Go Lightly Glass. I thought that was really cool.
That is really
And her whole thing is her parents want her to go to college. She wants to go to this exclusive glass blowing school in Blue Ridge Mountains.
Ooh.
And so she's trying to get the money.
Yeah.
And it's a fake dating, fake scheme.
Oh,
they're
I like
fake
that.
dating. They're fake dating to get back at, because Henry has just broken up with his girlfriend, but he still wants her and they're best friends. And like, we'll just fake date because Audrey wants this other guy. But then they have this great group of friends. She gets drunk one night. Yes, it's still high school. Well, they just graduated from high school.
It happens.
Her parents are in Europe and she spends the emergency money her parents have. Like she has access on the credit card. It's like $10,000 to pay for her tuition at this glass blowing school that her parents don't want her to go to. So she wakes up in the morning and she's like, shit, what did I do?
Yeah.
I got to find this money. And so their fake scheme is they are going to put her guest house on like a VRBO.
Okay. Yeah.
To earn money. So it's so funny. The things that happen and just the characters that help her because they've got to clean it. But they also have to make sure her parents don't find out. And if her mom looks at this website, and what if these people know her?
Notice it. Yeah.
There's just so many things about it that I absolutely loved. So, and she's written another book too. I can't, A Big Mistake or something. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm definitely going to look it up because even though it's totally closed door, like Audrey and Henry eventually sleep together, but it's totally closed door. So
So definitely one you can put on
So
the shelf.
totally good for the kids or
Yeah.
whatever. I loved it. It was a good way to start the month. And then because last month I had re-listened to Sunrise on the Reaping, I was like, I'm really curious now. I want to re-listen to Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I've watched the movie a million times since it came out, but I only read the book once. And I caught many things that
Did you listen to it this time?
I did. I listened to it. And I was like, okay, so more of the connection between Lucy Gray and who's the girl in Sunrise on the Reaping?
Lenore
Dove. That's right. Lenore Dove. Their connection, they talk about this mystical, like she mentions a girl with a rainbow dress that was really really good singer. We know that Lucy Gray, I forgot, she's the one that wrote The Hanging Tree. And so when they sing the song,
she
The
wrote
Hanging
a
Tree,
couple of the songs that
that they still sing and everything. But also little things like I realized that one moment, at one point, Lucy Gray says all fire, which is totally super popular. Sunrise on the Reaping, when Hey Mitch is always like, I love you like all fire. Like that's a seam thing that they do, I guess, or a Covey thing.
Yeah.
And so catching some of those little things, I was like, okay. And I really just wanted to know, I felt like in the book the first time that Corio falls out of love with her so quickly. I wanted to know, like, I felt like I needed to read more between the lines. Like, how did he go from this guy who's doing everything to help her to like,
absolutely everything.
President Snow, who we know. And so I thought, so it was good. It was a good listen. I do like it. And then
I might go back. I haven't listened to that one yet. I read it and I watched the movie, obviously. Maybe I'll go back and listen to it.
Yeah. It made a little more, I was kind of like, okay, when I get, the movie is pretty close to it. Other than one of the characters, I was happy about this, and I don't think I'm spoiling this to anyone. There in the movie, there's a special needs character, the young, and I was like, when of course she dies because it's the Hunger Games. Of course, she's not special needs in the book,
really.
So I was kind of like, okay,
I would not.
And it's not that I don't like it because I know the intention of casting that way was to show that the Capitol didn't care, but it was still really hard to watch, and I was like, oh, that's not how she is in the. In the book. So and then I am totally like everyone else in the book world right now and obsessed
I'm holding
with Off
out
Campus
for a little while.
I have watched it 3 times now. And I decided I needed to read the book. So I have all 4 books. They're behind me. The other 2 you can probably see. I read The Deal, which is the Hannah and Garrett story, and then The Mistake, which is Grayson and Logan, John Logan, but there's two Johns, so they go by last names.
Sounds right.
And this book, The Mistake, is actually going to be season 3. They're doing Allie and Dean, which is the Score, book 3. That's going to be season 2 because they've already introduced them. In the season 1, like introduced their kind of love story conflicts. So yeah. So and it really doesn't matter. And I find that I'm liking the books as much as the show. The show is different, but in good ways. One of those, and yes, the show adds more, but that's because there's 8 episodes and the book is 250 pages, 300 pages. So of course you're going to,
like it's not,
and I like some of the things they do to modernize it, So I read both those. I listened to, oh my gosh, there were so many things about this I love too. This Story Might Save Your Life by Tiffany Crum. It is the new hot thriller. It is about 2 podcasters.
Love it. So we're
and I was like, I love this. And so it's told partially like listen to the audio because they go back often to episodes of their podcast.
Oh, okay.
And their podcast is called This Story Might Save Your Life. And it's basically these 2 best friends, Benny Abbott and Joy Moore. And they talk about crazy things. I'm like, if somebody hasn't done a podcast about this yet, it's genius and they should do it. One person answers the question, the other person researches, and then they switch. So the episode they do in the beginning is like, what would you do if you found yourself in the mouth of a whale? Like those things. And then the other person has to go, okay, like, do I have any weapons with me? Am I alone? So they kind of talk. And then when they come up with, well, this is what I would do, I would take my magical sword, and then the person who researched that will maybe tell you a story. Well, actually, this happened to so-and-so, and this is
here's
what
how it works.
So Yeah.
That is really cool. I just
It's
placed
really
it on
clever.
hold
And
on
I'm like,
Libby.
dang. And it's one of those, it's a podcast that has blown up and something, you could tell there's something going on. Joy disappears.
Mm,
So then the whole book is Benny trying to figure out what has happened to Joy.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I put it on hold. So
definitely.
I don't know how long down the list I am. Oh, I am currently 95th in line.
Yeah,
so
I would say it's a new thriller, and it's gotten right away. It's shot right to the top. So, it's one that I bought on audio because, as I mentioned to Kid already, and maybe I said last month, I switched to Libro FM to try to be more conscious of not using Amazon all the time.
Yeah.
And I had a credit, so I was like, "What am I going to read?" And so I went and bought that one.
Check it out. Yeah.
Yep. And then I also I was looking for something. I didn't have anything else on Libro FM to read. I just literally had the one book, and I was like, I need another book to listen. So I went to Libby, and I got How to Read a Book by Monica Wood. And Marianne read this earlier. My in-person book club has this as a book, I think, in November. This book was so good, like really good, just literary fiction. Violet Powell is in prison at the beginning. And Harriet runs like a book club for incarcerated women. And they're all there for various reasons. And you find out, I'm not going to tell you what, but you find out what Violet did. She ends up getting released very quickly. And so it's kind of about her reacclimating to life on the outside and also forgiving herself, taking ownership of what she did. And also just a lot of like healing and learning. And it was really good. So it's going to be a good book club book. I'm really curious to see what
how everyone
my book clubbers like think about it too, because it'll be one that you can get a lot of good discussion in.
That's
so,
I love
and
that.
It's one of those, I feel like the cover doesn't, I don't know, the cover makes it look fun, and it is, but it's not. Like there is kind of a bookshelf or bookstore in it, but there's just a whole lot of other things. Oh, she ends up getting a job working in the university with a study with talking parrots. Like teaching, like seeing how smart African gray parrots are.
Okay.
And so the African grays really help her heal.
Yeah.
I guess is the best way to say, where she talks to them and she sings to them and she learns. She's like the lab manager.
Okay.
Kind of thing. But so just a very, really unique concept all over, but really good book with a good, satisfying ending.
I pulled up the cover. The cover does not give anything away.
No,
You're
it
right.
looks like a romance book, a fun romance. And there is, it's funny. Yeah. But it's also a little more serious. It's more, I would consider more like a literary fiction than a romance.
Yeah.
So
there's also
women's fiction,
another book called How to Read a Book, but it is the classic guide to intelligent reading is the other How to Read a Book book. I was like, I don't think that's it. I don't think that's the one I'm looking for. Yeah.
And it's interesting that the prison scenes, when they are reading the books that she chooses are really cool. And she gets them into poetry, and then like trying to get these women to talk about poetry and things. It was really cool. Yeah. I really liked it. So
love that.
So yeah, pretty solid reading this month. I felt I read some good ones. All right. How about you?
I just turned in my last grad homework, my graduate paper 2 days ago. So I read a lot of textbooks per the last few episodes. That's been my answer, because there's so much textbooks about multilingual learners and IEP construction, and I have 2 weeks off, and then we'll be back to textbook reading. But I did a ton of road tripping. So I did, of course, listen to a lot of audiobooks. I did 2 Frida McFadden books. I started one, and now I can't remember what the title is, but she has a choose your own adventure book.
Really?
But I did not think that listening to that was the way to go.
No, how do you pick, you have to read that one?
Yeah, like that one's going to have to be like on the Kindle or something. I was like, there's no way that I can like flip back and forth to different pages.
Yep.
On the audiobook. So I did put that one down, but I'll come back to it. But I read One by One, which I really like. This is a Lost in the Woods kind of situation. It's 3 couples who are going on their summer, not summer. They always do like a ski vacation or something, or a little retreat together. And each of the couples has something going like horrifically wrong. Like one couple, someone's cheating. The other couple, like got married too fast. Like there's just
Okay.
all sorts of chaos happening.
Yeah.
And then they get lost in the woods. So
Okay.
the map is wrong. The car gets broken down somehow. They wander off into the woods. One of the guys is like, I'm a Boy Scout. We'll be fine.
Right.
And they keep walking in circles. They figure out that somebody is sabotaging them, but you have no idea who.
Which
so like
person it
someone
is.
has a magnet that's making the compass.
Oh, like,
incorrect.
yeah, do the wrong. Okay.
Yeah. So and then people start dying. Like someone eats berries that are like nightshade instead of blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
And none of this is really spoilers because this stuff, it's on the back of the book. It's in the
Okay.
synopsis that like people are dying right out the gate. And you're trying to figure out like, is this a series of like accidents?
Right.
Is
or
is the compass broken? Is someone sabotaging? And I like this one mostly because I 100% thought I knew who the bad guy was, and I was wrong. Like, I wasn't even close. Which the last couple Frida McFadden books I've listened to, I figured it out. I was like, I thought I had figured out her writing
formula
beats.
or whatever. Kind of
if this happens, then this happens. Yeah.
Yes.
I was wrong because I wasn't even close on that one. And then I listened to The Crash as I was driving back from Montana. It was pretty good. The twist did what twists do, and there was a double twist at the end, which I thought was nice because sometimes you find out who the bad guy is, and it just like you're like, and he's the bad guy, and there's not really a resolution as to the why that person was the bad guy. This one had a really good resolution. It's about a girl who has a one-night stand, gets pregnant. The dad he's like this rich guy with a wife. He wants nothing to do with it. And she's going to take a payout, basically like, you can have the kid, but I never want to hear about it. You can never tell anyone who the dad is, this, that, the other.
Yeah.
And then he asks her to sign like the NDA, and she starts to remember some things that she had previously forgotten, and she runs. She's like, I don't want anything to do with this shady motherfucker. And then she gets into a car accident and is rescued by like a lumberjack and his wife who is previously a nurse. Mm-hmm. And this one has a lot of like miscommunications and misunderstandings.
Okay.
So the girl, I never remember anyone's names in these books, but the pregnant girl thinks that the husband, the lumberjack that rescued her, is abusing the wife, but you're only getting it from her perspective. And so there's all sorts of like, is that what's happening? Or are you like out of your mind right now?
Yeah.
So I thought that one was really good. Yeah. And then I listened to a couple other audiobooks. Next of Kin is by Hannah Bonham Young. I love this one. I read Next to You, which was my favorite book from last month. This is the first book in that series. I didn't realize it was a sequel at the time. You can totally read them out of order though. Like there's no, like they're like a collection more than a series.
Yeah.
It was nice to get like more information about some of the side characters from Next to You. So this one's about Chloe and Lauren. The premise is super solid because they are enemies to lovers in a forced proximity situation. Sometimes I don't think they're actually enemies in books. Like they just kind of like don't like each other, but they're not like these
don't
guys
like each
are
other.
Enemies.
Yeah.
These people hate each other. Both of them grew up kind of in the foster system for various reasons. They both have younger siblings. They're in New York for this. Has a completely unrealistic program in this story, but I bought it. That if you are trying to be the foster parent or, the guardian of a sibling, and you're missing a piece of the puzzle, you can partner with another person who's trying to be a guardian. So like, Chloe has an apartment that has enough bedrooms for her sibling, Warren, and Warren's sibling.
Yeah.
What she doesn't have is a job. Cause she works on contract. So like she has money coming in, but that doesn't work for the foster system. You have to have a consistent, easily provable paycheck. And she doesn't because she works as an independent contractor. Warren, on the other hand, has a very consistent job, but only has a 1-bedroom apartment. So the people in New York are like, why don't you two pair up
Yeah.
So it's forced proximity, and they're both
Yep.
trying to do something really good, but they hate each other. Like, they hate each other. And it was really well done how they went from like wanting to just murder each other, but not being able to because they need each other to get what they want, to being a team in the end. So it was really good. And then when you read the next book next to you, you're like, oh my God, they're like a family. Like, it's very
I want to
cute.
read all her
So
books. I just
love
pulled her
that
up.
book. They're so good. I listened to the last one at the wedding by Jason Rekulak. And I
That's
really
on my list because I've heard that's a pretty hot thriller right now too.
Okay. So here's the thing. I have mixed feelings because the story was great. Like the plot of the story was really good. I liked kind of the twists and turns it took. There was a couple things where you thought everyone was like in the dark, but like people totally knew it was going. Like it was like one of those where you're like, oh, everyone is actually, well, not everyone, but the people who you think are being like duped are actually totally aware of what the fuck's happening. And so it was like a nice little mix because there's so many characters in it that you're just not sure who's in on it, who's not in on it. And then once you figure out who is in on it, like you can look back and be like, oh yeah, that does make sense. But so there's a whole ride. However, there is not one single redeemable character in this book. And I think that's by design. Like, I think that's the point, is that these people are not likable. I spent a lot of time being like, oh my God, you suck. Like, oh my God, you are an awful human.
A terrible person. Yeah.
Like, you're just not good. But I think that was the point. But it kind of, at a certain point, I just wasn't super invested in the outcome. Like, I didn't care if someone ended up getting screwed over because I didn't care for any of the people. So it was an interesting line to walk, but it made me think of Before I Fall.
Okay.
Remember at the beginning of Before I Fall,
you don't like
everybody
anyone
sucks.
until you do.
Until you do. I kept waiting for like the moment where there was gonna be a turn and I was gonna start to like someone, that there was gonna be a redeemable moment, or you were gonna get more background context to like understand why these people are the way they are. Yeah. And that just didn't hit for me. So in the end I was like, okay. And that's how that ended. So it was a really good plot and a really good story. I just struggled to connect to any of the characters. So it made me just not care how it ended. Whereas other, thrillers I've read, you want something for someone. Yes. This one I was like, all right, well, however it ends is how it ends. And I guess everybody moves on. So I think it's still worth a read, but it wasn't my favorite brand of thriller, I guess.
Right. Okay.
And then the next one I listened to, I saw Walnut Books posted about it on Instagram. They did a post about like new native authors' books coming out. So I scrolled through to see what was in there. So this one is by Danica Nava. It is The Truth According to Ember. She had a whole bunch of books, and I didn't know which one to pick first, but I ended up picking this one, and I'm really glad. This is definitely a contender for top read. The premise is super straightforward. Ember needs a job. Ember cannot find a job. Part of the reason she thinks she's not getting a job is that, I don't know when the last time you filled out a job application is, but online now it asks you for your background information before your application even goes in. So you put down like, I am a white lady who has a disability or doesn't have a disability. So she was marking things off very honestly. She's Native American, and in her mind, that's part of why she was not getting a job, is that she has a name that is pretty recognizable in the area as Native American. She's checking that box off. She's living with her best friend, Joanna, and Joanna's like, just fucking make it up. Yeah. Like, if it's not working the way you're doing it, just change it. So she fibs a few times on her application. So she wants to be an accountant. She didn't really have a ton of experience as an accountant. So she did what we all do, which is like, flub it a little bit. Like you and I could say, we're the accountant for Next Chapter Media.
We are. Yes.
Because we are. Do we make any money and have we had to do any accounting? Nope. No, we have not. So she says that she's the bookkeeper for like the bowling alley that she works at because she does receipts.
Yep.
So she like,
I mean,
she
that is
kind of-
bookkeeping.
It is. So she embellishes a little bit. She doesn't, she checks off a different box or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly she gets a job. And then she does so good at this job that she's given a promotion that she is fully unprepared to take.
Yeah.
And once she tells one fib, she can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
So she is, which is why the book is called The Truth According to Ember,
yeah.
is everything is sort of close to the truth, but not actually true. And it really falls apart for her because there is a very handsome man that she meets before she even has her interview. And in a very typical meet cute, he works at that building. He works in that same office.
Of course.
So she lied to him because she thought she would never see him again.
Mm-hmm.
And now she has to work with him. And he's super hot. And she's like super infatuated. And he turns out he's super nice and likes her too.
Yeah.
But what I liked about that is at no point does this man believe a single word that's coming out of her mouth.
Of course not.
He is not falling for any of it. At one point she tells him he sees her, he's taking his sister to the bowling alley and she's still working there. And she's like, he can't know that I work here. So she steals a bowling shirt from one of the regulars that says Bucky on it and pretends she's part of the bowling team. And he just lets her. This man just lets her lie her ass off.
Right.
And he just kind of smirks at her and oh, okay. And then insists upon calling her Bucky because he's like, why Bucky? So she has to come up with a whole lie about why her nickname is Bucky.
Why her nickname is Bucky. Oh my god.
And he just goes with it. So then he calls her Bucky. It's hilarious because it's super clear that at no point does he think she's telling the truth about
right
90% of the shit that's happening.
Oh
and he's okay with it. He's like, I just want to see, we'll get to the truth eventually.
Yeah.
He's
probably I wonder how she's going to dig herself out of this hole.
But it's super entertaining. So he just kind of wants to see where it's going to go. Yeah. And he's
that's so funny.
I believe he's the only other Native American person that works at this office. So they also have that kind of bit of camaraderie there. But this book is hilarious. So I'm going to grab all of her other books. I got it on Kindle. No, I got that one at Libby, but there are some on Kindle.
I'm loving that she writes about Native Americans. It's the whole a book for everyone, she's.
Yeah. And I think, I can't remember, it was either before the book or the acknowledgments at the end. She had a really nice statement about why these books are important and thank you for reading. Yeah. But it was a super cute book.
And again, it's a romance like every other romance, just with characters that aren't white because not everyone's white. And
so
they still could have,
they need more of those.
They still have the same longings and yearning and the same need for romance. And they can still have the same funny things happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that it was people, especially with Native Americans, they often are thinking, oh yeah, they're constantly dressed up and chanting. And it's no, they're literally people.
But what is nice about
everyone
the
else,
book,
they
though,
whole
is
job,
the guys who, of course I'm blanking on his name. Yeah. There is a lot of
I know.
really good throwbacks to well, not even throwbacks, but references to his younger sister has beautiful regalia and they go to some events. So you get some of that stuff too. The food in this book is crazy good. I was like,
of course,
I do want all that, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And then I did 2 arcs off of Edelweiss. Reliquary, I read. We could do a whole episode, I feel like, on Reliquary. It's so good.
Like I said, I'm not going to talk about it a ton. Yeah. True horror, and I did not know what to expect, and I was could not turn away. I was I am so intrigued and so terrified because I'm claustrophobic.
Yeah, it is. This is not the book for that. It is.
No, I was
it is.
I can't even imagine.
I read horror all the time. It's one of my favorite
I know.
genres,
that's why I was I know you would love it.
It's even as someone who reads a ton of horror, this is top of the list. Like,
Is
this
it?
is
Okay.
such a good, like, classic monster
Okay.
horror. Like,
Yeah.
it's so well done where you're not sure what the heck's going on. You're stuck, it's got that like locked door mystery sort of situation
Yeah.
happening. But I love a good monster horror book.
Yeah.
So this was a solid, but then you also have just really shitty people. Like,
Yes.
so the one thing that happens, I think, a lot with horror, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think sometimes we lean too far into the supernatural or the dehumanization of the story and in favor of that monster piece and the scary jump scare, whatever. But for me, a really good horror is that match between people are terrifying.
Yeah.
Like,
the people are almost
terrifying.
more terrifying than what's happening. Like,
right.
And
then
the
when
actual
you
monster, I was like,
perfectly,
whoa,
I thought this one perfectly balanced out that humanization of who's really a monster here. Like, who is it, the human or is it the sea monster that is kind of at the heart of the story that kind of everything's like manifesting around? Is he a monster?
Yeah.
Like that, you can start to get into, like, I don't know if you ever watched The Shape of Water.
I haven't yet,
romance.
and that's like, I need to because I've heard it's so good.
It's an acquired taste. Like, you're either going to love it or you're going to be like, what the fuck am I watching right now? But it has kind of the same idea, is that there is a monster at the center of the story, but is the physical monster the actual monster?
Well, that's Frankenstein.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, that's true classic horror. Is it the monster that's the monster, or is it
the human?
The humans, the society itself, and how they
exactly what I put on here was like, this is such a perfect classic romance or classic horror. So
I'm glad I read it then, because I was like, I like Hannah Witten, and I wanted to read a book, and I was like, oh, this one blew me away.
Good. Yeah, it's really good. And then the other arc I had was In Stormy Weather. This one's by Chelsea Curto. This is like we were talking about, academic rivals to lovers story. This is another one of those. It's super cute. I personally love the movie Twister, and Twisters. So when I saw that this one is like, this is hurricanes, not tornadoes.
Okay.
But the same kind of idea. They're both weatherwomen.
Yep.
What do you call, is it? What is a female weatherman called?
Probably just they're still weathermen, I think. I don't know.
That sounds
maybe weather woman.
Like, this should be an easy question to answer, and I don't know what it. Meteorologist? They're just meteorologists.
Meteorologist. You're right. That's what they just call as a meteorologist.
What is the?
They don't go by weathermen anymore. They're meteorologists.
Right. So Quincy is the girl. She hosts a weather show. She has a PhD, so she's got like mad fucking creds. Sebastian is her best friend's brother,
of course,
and he is a pompous asshole of a weatherman. He's like everyone's weatherman crush. Like, everyone's watching him like, ooh, Sebastian. Quincy definitely has a pre-existing crush on him, but she also hates his guts because one, it's her best friend's brother, and two, he's basically like an academic rival. Like, this is your career rival kind of guy, because she has all the academic creds and he has all the street creds. So they're just coming at shit from different directions.
Right.
They are forced together during hurricane season. And then it's just like an absolute madcap of like dangerous situations they keep getting themselves in. And then the will they, won't they, like, do they hate each other? Do they love each other? Do they want to love each other, or think they should hate each other? Like, the whole thing is the two of them just in denial. But because it's a romance, they're definitely going to end up together.
They're definitely going to get together.
Right.
Yes.
So the fun of the story is watching them just flounder, like, repeatedly.
Right.
And it is hilarious. Do I know anything about hurricanes? Absolutely not. So if you're a science person that knows a lot about weather and hurricanes, this book might have every scientific fact wrong.
Right.
I have no idea.
It might be like, that is not
how that would happen.
That's not how we do weather.
Right. It sounded really credible to me, so I really enjoyed it. And these both Reliquary and In Stormy Weather are out now, so you can get both.
Nice.
Then I did Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. That was our book club book. Go listen to that whole episode. I just went to itch my neck and look at this watch tan line. My God.
Oh,
Jesus.
lovely.
And great. And then I read Gone Wolf by Amber McBride. Amber McBride is one of my all-time favorite authors. Her books are right here on the shelf behind me.
Okay.
Those are her other books, Me Moth and
she
We
wrote
Are
Me
Also
Moth,
Good at Smiling.
which is one of your favorites. So, okay.
That is, I have a tattoo from Me Moth. That is absolutely one of my favorite. I actually have a tattoo from We Are Also Good at Smiling too. So I have a set of tattoos from her books. She writes predominantly in poetry. She deals with super, super heavy issues a lot of times. Like the message of her books in many cases are the only way out is through. Like it's going to be hard, but you got to do it.
But you got to go through it.
This one you got to go through it to come out the other side. This one has a bit of it's a reread, so I've read it a couple times, but it is set in the future, but it's a future that really directly mirrors the past, like the civil rights movement. So it's about a girl who she has blue skin and she is in a facility and she can't get out of the facility until she has to move her way up through the facility until she basically is indoctrinated into this whole idea that white skin and white people are better. And she has a wolf, or she has a dog that is essentially like a companion. Everyone has a companion. And her wolf, her dog, when things go bad, goes wolf. So it's this idea of being stuck in a cage and becoming very animalistic.
Becoming feral in a sense. Yeah.
And she breaks out. She gets out with the help of I want to say president, but that might be wrong. The president's son, the leader's son, helps her as this is not right. They had kind of met and were talking on the side. They both knew they shouldn't have been doing it. They kind of become friends. He helps her escape. And from there, she is kind of walked through the actual civil rights movement, but as if it's happening in the future.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to explain, but I don't want to give too much away.
I know. I just read the synopsis.
So there's
I was okay.
Dr. King. And this is middle grade YA. So it's 100% appropriate to put on a school shelf.
Yeah.
And in the end, there's a bit of a twist that I'm not going to talk about at all. But the minute it hits, you go, oh. So that's what this book was about. So you think you're kind of on one journey and then you get to the end and you're like, oh, well, shit, that. There's a whole additional message there that really punches you in the face in a good way. And I've read this book probably 3 or 4 times, and every single time, I know it's coming. I know how this book ends, but every single time it has an impact. So every once in a while, Amber McBride and Ali Melanenko are my 2 authors where if I'm going through a rough patch, or I'm just I don't know what I want. I don't know what I would read. I'm stuck. I always go back to those 2 authors. And every time I can, it gets you back, thinking again and reading for kind of a purpose. And they both write middle grade YA books. So that obviously you already know the argument for the importance of those books, but
yes,
those are 2 astounding examples, those authors of why middle grade YA books are every bit as good, if not better.
Yep.
Than some of the other stuff. So I reread that one and I absolutely adore it. And if you're on TikTok and Instagram, Amber is all over TikTok and Instagram and has awesome posts. So go follow her. And then my last book. Here we go. From a very serious, very important message
to
this month's unhinged book. As we all know, every month I try and read at least one absolutely ridiculous. Just nobody should read. Well, I shouldn't say nobody because they're hilarious. But
somebody has to read them and review them, and that person just is you.
It's me. I want to say, you shouldn't admit to reading them, maybe in public. Maybe that's what I want to say, because they're definitely worthwhile and worth reading.
Right.
But what are we doing sometimes? The world is burning, so let's read ridiculous books. So this one is by Skye McKinnon and Philomena McKinnon. It is called Scanned and Stuffed, taken by the horny self-checkout machine. And it's exactly what you think it's going to be. The synopsis is 1 lightning strike, 1 horny checkout machine, 1 very long night shift. So here's the deal. How long have we been doing this? We've been doing this for 18 months. Been reading absolutely absurd, obscene books for at least 2 years now, at least once a month.
Yeah.
Okay. So our main character is Ruby. She's closing up at her Walmart style store. A storm kicks up and she's like, I'm stuck here now. And then lightning strikes and just one of the self-checkout machines comes to life. And here's where this book lost me a little bit. And I'm a little loath. How to explain
one that
this?
actually lost you?
Crazy. Yeah. And you're going to be like, oh my God, when I explain the reason. So if you want to know more, the Substack post, I believe, will be up. I'm going to open it right now. It is scheduled for tomorrow. So August 7th, everyone can go read all of my thoughts. So I wanted to love it because how fucking silly. If you think of the checkout machine coming to life. But I've read enough of these books that have context and a plot, right? I know, I know why the thing has become sent. I know why the stand mixer in that one book, Creamed by My Monster Stand Mixer. I know the lore. I know why it ended up that way. Right. The last one, which was Gage, I know why our main character was cursed with the ability to turn anything she uses for whatever to turn that into a human. I was given some sort of context as to why things are happening. And I feel like you shouldn't need it for these kind of books. You shouldn't need context. But I've read enough that have context that now I expect it. I was like, okay, but why? The thing comes alive. This woman, the main character, Ruby, is her name Ruby? Ruby has no second thoughts. Ruby's the screen on the checkout is first of all, the unit number is unit 69X. So come on. But at no point does she question what's happening. The screen tells her to take off her clothes and she's like, I will.
Okay.
What do you mean you will? You're not questioning this at all? And then it's using all its cables and shit to tie her down. And she's like, this feels right. And I was like, oh my God, no, it doesn't. You don't even know why it's happening.
Oh my
somewhere
gosh.
along the line, I started to need some sort of context. I wanted world building apparently for this one, and I didn't get any of it.
Right.
And then I was left with so many questions because there was no context. In the last one, Gage,
right?
You know where the curse came from. King Midas is involved. There's a whole backstory. You know she's going to use that Sharpie and bring that to life. You know how it comes next. It's a series. It has to have some sort of connective tissue. When I finished reading this, it's only 100 pages long. I was like, okay, but why didn't the other ones come to life? I had so many questions.
Why just that one?
Why didn't every self-checkout come to life? Why just that one? Is it just because you gave it number 69X? That's why it came out? And then I was like, is it the storm ends, the power comes back on, and the self-checkout goes back? Did you sanitize it after? People are going to come scan their fruit on that. Did you wipe it down at least? I was so thrown off by it not having a plot. That it's just Ruby getting it on with the checkout machine. I wanted more. I wanted lore, backstory. What happened to Ruby's underwear? Where'd those go? What? You just gonna help people scan that tomorrow? You're gonna oh, let me show you how this works. I was so thrown off. It was hilarious. I am astounded
Okay.
that this is a sentence I'm going to say, but I would have liked more plot with my horny self-checkout machine. I would have liked some backstory.
Yeah.
And that's that. So that's the
I get it.
Unhinged read of the month. It's a series, so if you want more, you can go find it. It's free on Kindle Unlimited. So there you go.
Curious to see what they
those are my
yeah.
books. See if maybe they add
Oh my
more
gosh.
world building. But never mind. I'm gonna talk about it later when we talk about what books we're reading next.
All right, yeah. Let's get
Well,
to our
I'll bring it back.
pseudo
We gotta
rapid
move on.
fire. We never
Yes.
really rapid fire these questions. We just talk
try.
about them a lot. What character would you want to go on a road trip with?
I picked Alex from Red, White, and Royal Blue. And I know we talked about that book last month, but he is so just snarky and whip smart.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think the banter with him, like, he would keep you entertained the whole time. And I think it's a bit of a balancing act. I think having the Secret Service on top of you can be annoying, but I do think he's probably afforded access to places that you or I could never go.
Mm-hmm.
And I want an in. I want to go places
Yeah.
that mere mortals could never fathom.
Right.
And he'd be my in, and he'd be really fucking funny while it's happening. So I picked Alex. How about you?
I put Garrett Graham because have you seen him? That's my answer. No, but in all honesty, I was
have
thinking.
you seen him?
I know. Honestly, it'd be really funny to do a road trip with all 4 of the boys from off campus because they are hilarious together. You know, like they all have different, they would keep you laughing the whole time. They all have different attributes. You know, one is the man whore. One is super sweet. One can cook. Like you're just.
That's important.
And those scenes in the show are so, and even in the books, they're so funny when they're just bantering. It's again that banter, and I feel like I would just sit in the back seat, like I am so entertained right now. Just listening.
I like that we both went with who's going to entertain us on a road trip.
It's a long road trip.
Who will keep us entertained?
Yes,
100%.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what about places in these books you would like to go?
I didn't have any big locations this month that were like, I want to go that specific place. However, I want to go storm chasing so bad. Like, I think that would be so fun.
Yeah.
So Quincy and Sebastian were in Florida for hurricane season. I lived in Florida for 3 years, so it's not Florida itself that is the location.
It's the being
but the
with
idea,
the storms,
the action. Like, teach me how to storm chase a hurricane.
Yeah,
like that. I think would be super fun.
Yeah.
How about you?
I put Portland, Maine. That's where How to Read a Book takes place, and I have never been to Maine in general. So part of me is like, I'd like to go to Portland someday. Just a little East Coast trip.
We did Acadia one year.
Yeah, I would love to go to Acadia.
We did it as like a road trip. It is gorgeous. I got lost in the mountains, per usual. Took a wrong trail, but the views were like crazy good. Maine is gorgeous. People do, because I see a sign and I'm like, what's over there? And then I just go that way, and suddenly I'm out there for like 700 hours.
I've been as far north let me see. I've been in Connecticut. I've been in Massachusetts, but I've never gone further than that. So
no, it's super pretty. All right, so we have a new question this week. We switched up our food question because we found ourselves pretty much answering food questions with who we want to hang out with, as opposed to like actually talking about food. So our question for food this week is, if you had to pair one food or drink with a book you read this month, what are you serving? Sarah.
Well, I don't even drink beer, but after off campus, which is literally college party, it's like beer. That's the food or the
beer.
Drink pairing.
Like bad beer.
Yeah. So between that and We're a Bad Idea, right? Which is the like teens. They have pizza a lot, you know, like it's totally the teenager comfort food.
So much pizza.
And a really funny scene, which you figure out right away what's going to happen. They accidentally eat some pot brownies. So
perfect.
I guess my month would be a little some crazy food. So how about you?
Your month is like a throwback nostalgia is what we'll call it. It's just reliving your youth kind of moment.
Yeah.
This was the first month where like I had an answer for the other question. I was like, no. Usually we say why we want to eat dinner with someone, and I never have an answer that
Right.
actually answers the question. This month I would have had one, but it's okay.
Yes, of course.
Because the food stays the same.
yes.
In The Truth According to Ember, she grew up with her aunt, and her aunt is one of those people who like, what are we going to eat? What are you going to eat? Do you need more food? Oh, we have company coming over. Let me cook. There is so much food in this book that sounds
Oh,
delicious.
amazing.
But the one that I kept, it's just so good. The one that I kept coming back to is kind of like Ember's specialty. She's not a great cook because her aunt was always the one that cooks, but her specialty is corn burritos, which as she was talking about them sounded delicious. And then I had to go look up like what goes into a corn burrito. And it's like corn tortilla,
yeah.
refried beans. Like it's just so much cheese. And I was like, oh, that's what
Delicious.
I would serve because there's
Yeah.
food was at
Yeah.
the heart of this book so much. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone coming around the table or I'm making food for you. Like food
Mhm.
as a love language. And I'm trying to eat healthy. And everything in this was like, boy, if I could make that right
Not
now.
going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but it sounds delicious. But I would go with Ember's corn burritos and I would serve it,
Okay.
with that book. Everybody read this book by Danica Nava.
Yeah.
So that was my food choice. What are our
Excellent.
top book recommendations? Go for it, Sarah.
Well, I had a very tight decision and I did pick one this month, but it was tight between How to Read a Book and This Story Could Save Your Life. The winner, This
Mhm.
Story Could Save Your Life. Such
Mhm.
a good thriller. And again, it was all about podcasters. And so I could kind of like obviously relate to some of that when they're talking about. I was also insanely jealous because they built themselves an office like in the backyard. And I
Oh,
was
like a she shed?
yes. I was like, I
Yes.
want an office,
I want
not
it
my
so
not my
bad.
living room.
Right. Yes.
But yeah, This Story Could Save Your Life. Definitely listen to it. Is good too because like
Yeah.
I said, there's
I requested it, so I'm
yeah,
on.
it's two. I
good.
think there's a guy and a girl that do it for one for Benny, one for Joy, and then
Okay.
obviously when he's like, I went back and listened to last week's podcast to see if there was any clues, and then it sounds
I
like a
love that.
recorded podcast kind of thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they like switch up kind of like
Yeah.
how it sounds.
Yep. Yep.
I love that. I pulled a U this month and I could not decide. I was like, I don't.
See? It
and
depends on the mood.
Yes, for exactly the same reason that you always say is
Mhm.
like it really depends on what kind of mood you're in. But Reliquary is my top one, just straight out the gate. It is such a good horror. Like it's not going to be the right book for everyone because there are a lot of people that just do not do horror. Like that is not their thing.
Yeah.
But if you do like horror, you have to get this one. It
Yeah.
is so good.
Yeah.
And then The Truth According to Ember was my other one because I love a good rom-com.
Yep.
And this one was just so silly because in rom-coms, there's always like miscommunications or
Yeah.
like, and it's usually you want to like scream at them to like fix it.
Get your
Like,
shit together.
just talk to each other. Yeah. But that wasn't the issue in this one because everybody's talking to everyone. She's just full of shit. And everybody knows it. So like the miscommunications were like almost, I want to say like intentional miscommunications. Like, you're lying. He's not believing it. Like everybody is aware of what is happening right now. And you can't stop. You just keep digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. And he's, there is obviously per like romance conventions, the third act breakup. Like
Yes.
eventually it becomes too much. But even then he's like, I never thought you were on a bowling team, Ember. Like, come on. Like, it's so funny.
Oh my gosh.
So I'd have to go with those two for very, very drastically different reasons.
And they're very different books. You can't put them against each other. That's why I'm
couldn't put
fine.
them
You
against
can't
each
put
other.
those two against
Couldn't
each
do
other.
it.
So
Yep.
Yep.
All right,
So-
that is our stack of books for this month. What books do we have coming up next? What are you reading next, Sarah?
I am finishing the off-campus series. Reading The Paris Match, which is our next book of the month. I realize I still have not finished Sink by Ellen Hopkins.
Ooh,
I probably
oops.
could sit down and read it in an hour, but I was
Yeah.
like, it's on my Kindle, and I started reading something else, and I'm like, looking at my Goodreads, currently reading, and I'm like, oh, I never finished that. So,
How do you do
and
that?
then both Kit and I were approved to read the arc of Aaron Craig's new book, Our
Yes.
Strange Duet, which is retelling of Phantom of the Opera through Christine Daae. Cannot wait to read that and talk with her
Yeah.
about it. A million things. So,
Yeah.
how about you?
Yeah. Yep. So we work up, for those of you listening and watching, we work off like an outline that we make. I filled this out no more than 2 days ago. My answer is 100% incorrect. I've already
Literally.
changed everything that I'm doing. So I have 2 weeks until I have to dive back into grad school. So
That part is true.
That part is true. More textbooks coming up. Also developing my curriculum for my classes I'm teaching. So there's a lot of like that kind of stuff. So in my answer, I said I'm reading The Paris Match, and the other one I'm reading is One Dirty Night by Pepper Winters. All of that went immediately out the window when I saw that we had the arc for Our Strange Duet, because for context, if you don't know us in real life, we are both musical theater kids.
Yep.
And Phantom is one of those like foundational musicals. I feel like, whether it's it's not the kind of musical I would want to do necessarily. It's not something that I'm necessarily suited for. There's no character in there that is the kind of character I played when I did musical theater. But I can still remember the first time I sat in the theater and the chandelier swung. And I can remember how I felt when like the costuming and the music and, my God, like the singing and even the movie, which Emmy Rossum crushes it as Kristen.
Killed it. Yeah.
Yeah. I have one more. It's going to send us on a whole different journey. Have you seen the preview for Wicker?
Yes, and I am intrigued.
Alexander Skarsgård.
Because Alex he is like,
oh man, so fucking hot.
His True Blood days.
Yep. Yeah. I love that the Skarsgårds are fucking gorgeous Norwegian specimens.
I know.
Wherever they're from. And they're all fucking weird. They're like the weirdest.
And they play the weird roles.
They're for actors that could just be very traditional, handsome leading men, they go for some weird fucking shit. And I love it. Yep. So, Wicker, for those of you listeners that don't know what it is, what's the lady's first name? Coleman. She's the leading actress, and I'm blanking on her name. I shall find it. Oh, she was in Heartstopper too, and I'm just blanking. Olivia Colman. So Olivia Colman is our leading lady. We're gonna talk movie real fast. Is our leading lady. It's some measure of like weird little historical colonial town. She's ostracized. She's a fisherwoman. She gets the local basket maker man. In this movie iteration, it is Peter Dinklage, who is always phenomenal.
I love anything he's in.
He's so good. Basically, she asks him to weave her a husband.
Yeah.
And through a series of magic, she gets Alexander Skarsgård as a wicker basket with, what is affectionately called, literally, affectionately called the Wicker Dicker. And you can see it in the preview. Like, it creaks as it comes up. It goes, but,
oh my gosh.
So if you are online, they do refer to that as the Wicker Dicker. And it is a pretty stereotypical monster romance. I have not read. So what I'm going to read is The Wicker Husband. That is the next unhinged read I'm going to go for. It's by Ursula Wills Jones. It is a short story that this is based off of. What I am loving thus far about all of the discourse around it is that the people in the town that she lives in the women are jealous. The men are like apoplectic that this wicker basket man is somehow better than them. And the whole point is that it's not that he's Alexander Skarsgård and fucking gorgeous, just wrapped in wicker. It's that he's attentive. He is like very specifically attuned to what her wants and needs are. He's aware that she has been ostracized and is very, very lonely. And is trying to remedy those things. So he is, by all accounts, from what I've seen and heard, an attentive partner and also really good in the sack. And all the women are like jealous of this. And the men are like, why? He's a wicker basket. And they're like, it has nothing to do with his looks. It's because he's a good man.
Yes.
And then the flip side of it is the discourse online is all sorts of men being like, I can't believe women are into this shit just because he's got like wicker abs and a giant wicker dicker that he's using. And like this, and women are like, it doesn't hurt that he's Alexander Skarsgård, but the point is that he takes care of her.
Right. Exactly.
The Alexander Skarsgård of it all doesn't hurt. But that is not the point. So it's been funny to me to watch like actual adult human men melting down for the exact same reasons that they melt down in the story. But I do want to read the actual short story that it was kind of based off of. So that's next on my list for unhinged reads is to check out Wicker.
Well, if you haven't caught up on some of our recent episodes like Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, or our monthly recaps, this is your sign to go back and get lost in them. And of course, we've got something new. Well, probably not so new anymore. It's been a few months, but our RETR Substack. We keep the conversation going with behind the scenes thoughts, bonus content, and all the things we didn't quite fit into the episodes. Don't forget to follow along, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a review. Share with your friends, those of you that listen to podcasts. Those of you have friends that like books, like have them listen to us. We genuinely want to hear what you think. And yes, we do read it and then text each other and talk about it.
We do. It's true. And we respond. If you if you're putting comments on our, we love a good discourse. So if you put comments on our videos and stuff, we're on it. And then did a book from this episode instantly become a must buy? You're in good company because I added books from Sarah's list to my TBR immediately. This episode features all of our favorite books that we read this last month. And if you too want your TBR to grow exponentially, all while supporting independent bookstores, hit up our bookshop.org storefront. You can shop the titles we talked about today, plus all of our featured books that we have featured in the last year plus 18 months, and some extra special pre-orders. Some of those arcs that we add to the list ahead of time so you can pre-order them for yourselves. Our address is, I'm going to try and say it without flubbing it, bookshop.org/shop/RETR-book club. Or you can just go to our website. The link is in all of our bios.
It's a lot easier.
So much easier. And the link to our bookshop storefront is right on our front page. So shop smart, shop indie, and read recklessly.
And until next time, keep reading,
keep exploring,
and don't forget to pack the snacks.
That was so much better than last time.
I know.
That's only our second time saying it together.
We'll get it.
Last time we were like, we need like a hand signal, but also we post the video of this, so then it's like,
it would be funny.
1, 2, 3. Go.
All right, we made it though.
We did.